the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, we shall live in plenty, peace and our needs, our needs. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of affliction. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, peace in our needs, our needs. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of his nation.
Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. The next. Yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. Ayuk Echu, you are there as usual. Invite others and share this live stream that we have today. Invite others and invite them on your WhatsApp for us. Invite many people. Share and share and share and share. Let's break the news. Let's speak. Let's share a bit of what we have today. We must always come up. Nobody can silence us. We must speak. We must brief our people. Please share and share and share. Invite and invite others so that within a few minutes time we shall be digging into the main stories of today. Some subjects, the fates of chiefs who took part in the recently organized failed regional election on our land by La République of Cameroon. We shall also be looking at the communique put out there by the colonial regime of our neighboring country, calling for chiefs, calling for military people who have deserted their positions. But that letter is fake, as all of us. I'm going to dish out the truth. All of us are going to know the truth today. We shall also be looking into issues such as the arrest of the purported Amber boys or restoration fighters in the Nyassoso village in Kupemuanenguba county. That is a county where I hail from, and I think that should be fake. Those boys, I know them properly. Those are not our fighters. We shall be discussing detailing on that, and I shall be ending the show today. I shall be ending the show today with a talk or with a look at what is going on in the United Nations Security Council. It's a big victory for us. It's a big step forward. Our case that has been hidden under the carpet for quite a long time, not to show, not to spearhead, or not to make any entry into that assembly, the Security Council that takes the consideration or takes decision in matters concerning nations and matters concerning global peace and security. Our case is being held there at the United Nations Security Council. So when some phony chiefs, colonial chiefs who are being sponsored by La République are there to make declaration that we shall never have independence, that they have spoken with the United Nations, is just ignorance, and all I would say in short, they have brainwashed them. They have been brainwashed by our occupiers to think that we shall not prevail. We are going to prevail. Share and share and share and share, my brothers and sisters. Share and share and share. Invite many people at the top of the hour. At 2 p.m. on time, we are going to break this information today. Share and share and share. Invite others. I want many people to get this information. As usual, I know many people always come later to watch this show. They have the information later, but I always prefer people to get the information when I'm live. They should get it right, not coming to look at it partially. They should get it right. So my brothers and sisters, you are welcome on board. Today is the 12th of December Saturday, the 12th of December 2020, I come to you and I bring this show live on my platform. As all of you know, I'm a one-man soldier. Not everyone will own a gun. Some people will speak. Some people will use their voice to speak. Will use all the potentials that God has given to us. Not everybody can carry a gun. Some people can speak. Some people can motivate others. Some people can talk to other people. Some people can make other people to also join this show, join this fight, this justice, this fight for liberation, which is so just. Yesterday, let me divert a bit. I went through my videos, and just of recent in November, you saw a man making a case in the UK, in the House of Lords. He stated clearly how we are two countries with separate boundaries. We have defined boundaries that each and every one of us have our own boundaries. I was not the one speaking. That was a white man, that was a great man speaking in the United Kingdom. And when we have our own brothers back home who happens to be enablers because they are custom officers, because they are lawyers, they are magistrates, because they are eating fat, they are eating crumbs from the colonial regime, they tell us that we are one and indivisible Cameroon, when people who concern, who makes law, people who push things to happen are speaking and are going into historical archives, digging for the truth and bringing out the truth. So my brothers and sisters, I come this morning to us, to motivate us, so that people should not think that we are losing. We are not losing and we shall never lose. We are not going anywhere. We are going to get to Boya and stay there as a free people. We have paid a price and we are still paying this price. My brothers and sisters, welcome on board today, the Saturday, 12th December 2020. This is your one-man soldier activist, Zale Clovis-Songe, who is based in the Kingdom of Belgium, who serves as a media and communication secretary in Southern Cameroon, Belgium, and who happens to be an activist on this fight, on this restoration fight, on this fight for the liberation of the people of Southern Cameroon. That name, Southern Cameroon, I'm using it because I know that is the name many people out, when they go into archives, into historical archives, they can easily trace it. But it will come a time completely when I will not be using that name, because anything concerning Cameroon will not be attached on our name. Our name is Ambazonia. It would be the Federal Republic, and it is the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Anything that carries that symbol, that name Cameroon, is bound to crumble, because Cameroon itself right now is a failed state. It is a failed state. Nobody likes or loves to associate his or herself to failures. You like to have achievement. You like to have success. Who will be there? Some of our brothers and sisters struggling to stay with a failed state, when in their own lives they don't want to fail. My brothers and sisters, welcome on board. Let's go on with the show. Let's move with this show. We shall be looking into the fate of some of the chiefs and fons who thought they were smart and who took part in this failed La République organized regional election on the territory of Ambazonia, on Southern Cameroon. That by organizing an election on that territory is an infringement on our integrity, because they hold no legitimacy over that land, over Southern Cameroon. If they claim that they have legitimacy, or they are legitimate to own us, let them come with facts, let them show facts, let them show documents at the international to the international community. That is the sole reason why they have been working so hard to buy over people, to buy over some weak leaders with weak minds, so that they can group them and say this is the interim government. People who they've already bought, then they can take them to the international community to represent us and go and take wrong decisions. But it can't work. Ambazonians, even a child in the womb, knows he or she is an Ambazonian and can never fail. We have failed for 60 years. we have learned for 60 years, we've gathered experience for 60 years, and this is the time to move forward and install and restore, just as we have restored, and defend that land with our blood. On the I think that was the 6th of this month, if I'm not mistaken, those failed elections that were organized, stating or being styled as elections to create regional House of Chiefs, it were meant or are meant to for them to divide us completely, just like they have been doing for several years. That is the type of policy that they inherited from their colonial masters, France. That is the divide and rule policy. They know if they create two separate House of Chiefs, one in the southern zone, one in the northern zone, they would distance our chiefs and fons from coming together and making good moves and making decisions that will foster our nation ahead. Now, there was nothing during the period of 1950 till 1961, when we had our independence, that was known as regional House of Chiefs. We had a House of Chiefs. It's simple. One. We are one, and nobody has the right to divide us until we get to Boya and say, because of we want to decentralize power, or we want people to do their own things, then we can divide that. But for a foreign nation to think that he or she will come there and divide us, it can never work. Now, my brothers and sisters, like we called for a shutdown, a complete lockdown for close to 5 days prior to the elections and during the elections, to show our authority, to show those who rule, to show those who govern, to show those who have authority and legitimacy over that land. We own our land. That was respected. Nothing can be respected 100%. You have some few enablers running up and down during that period with military gadgets, backed by military officers. They couldn't move free. That alone shows us that we are winning, and that alone shows us that is a simple test to know if we as one people, we want an independent Ambazonia, and it proved that it has proven to the world and to the so-called La Republique herself. Now, those elections were chaos, complete failure. They were sham. It was a sham. Now, few chiefs and fons. Notably, I will come up with two names. The chief of Fon Angwafo of Mancon, who hail from Mezam, a man who puts on a shoe with size 52, a man who happens to be, I think, the vice national president for CPDM, took part in that election, voted. But before that, he has not been living with us. He has gone to exile. He lives in Yaoundé. So we consider him as well as an intruder. He thinks that because he is a vice national president for CPDM, he has the right to flout the laws of our land. That is impossible. Another fon, the fon of Saw, the Bingolo, the fon of Saw, who was arrested and questioned by a violent and professional restoration forces few weeks ago, and he was let free after the interview. Nothing was taken. It wasn't a kidnap like people who usually style it. It was a simple call for them to know his stand, for them to educate him, for them to let him know that they are fighting with their blood because they are fighting for this nation. He came there, he said he didn't know. He told us, I had a video, we had a video of it, that he stood for one Cameroon. Later he said he didn't understand that he also stand for us. He stood for us. We left him unharmed. We don't harm people. We only defend ourselves. Contrary to what La Republique has been telling the international community, that we kidnap people, we murder people. That is completely wrong. And some enablers, internal enablers, that is the type of news that they have been spreading. Now we let him go. He said he will never take part in that election. Later, he was on the election day, he was escorted by military. He was the showman of that election, being guarded by military officials in a helicopter. He went and voted, and he made a statement that now that he has voted, that he likes it, so that this will cause, he will help them, he will serve as a link for them to speak through the governor to the head of state. For those two chiefs, their faith is that, has from the day they disrespected the laws of the land, they are called upon to everything to leave Ambazonia. Everything that they own in Ambazonia has property, everything that we know, farmlands. From that day that they went against the laws of the land, those things are being owned by the Ambazonians. They have no property there anymore, and they are losing their, they have lost their seats, their chiefdom. They have lost the, we know in Northwest, chieftaincy is hereditary. The chiefs have left that fund position, have left their families to another families that will be decided with time. They are banished and never to set their foot on that land in Ambazonia. Whenever they are seen anywhere in the territory of Ambazonia, they will be dealt with worse than an enabler, worse than La Republique. That is their fate. And to any other chief who voted secretly, we know, we got the list, we have their names, because it was a failed election. Those chiefs, they are banished from the territory of Ambazonia. They have nothing to do in Ambazonia, and their chiefdoms and chiefs, they have lost their lineage, except they have family members in their families who are in support, who knows that the people of Ambazonia are fighting for justice, who have been supporting this fight. Those positions will be moved to them. But if they have no family members who are supporting this restoration war, this just war, the chieftaincy has completely eluded, shifted from their family, and it will move to a family when time comes. That is the fate of any chief who voted in that election. My brothers and sisters, share and share and share. This time there is no joke, and we have known now, people must have seen now that we have been so patient, we have been so sympathetic with our enemies. An enabler and La Republique, I prefer to kill an enabler than a La Republique agent. If I see a military man there, I know that is my enemy. I move away. If I see my chief here, I know he's a Southern Cameroonian, he's an Ambazonia. There is no need to be scared. Otherwise, whereas I don't know that he's an enabler, he's worse than La Republique. Immediately I turn my back, he will just take a phone and call the enemy that he's going there. And that is how they sell us. So they are worse than La Republique. So my brothers and sisters, dear restoration forces, never be sympathetic any longer. Any blackleg enabler should be dealt with as worse than La Republique. That is the information I've brought to you people today. To any chief and any other person, such as we have some councillors, anyone who owns his or her property and voted in that election, you know what to do with those property. We need money to take care of IDPs, to take care of people defending the land. You know what to do with those properties. Those people are, from this moment, banished from the territory of Ambazonia. If they are seen in any part of the region hiding, they will be dealt with according to the laws of the land. Remember, we have an Amber Peace Plan. There, everything has been drawn. A proposed constitution, the laws, everything has been drawn. They will be dealt with accordingly. So that is what our heart has in regard to those chiefs who took part in that failed election, because it is failed election. La Republique is moving so fast to do such things because she knew that the time is getting closer closer and closer, the time that she was given to have some cover by the international community. One moment. Sorry for that. The time that she was given by the international community to put this matter, to settle this matter genuinely, is coming to an end. The rope is no longer expanding. It has come to an end, so they are pulling her. She's being pulled to the table. Now, they will try to conquer us, but they can never. We trust in us when we say they can't conquer us. They can't. She thought that she's going to defeat us, and they eventually mobilized a group of some failed enablers, a group of some hand clappers, a group of some fourth-class citizens that serves as ministers, directors, top military officials, some chiefs, first-class and second-class chiefs, and gather them in a group just like she did when she organized the failed national dialogue in Yaoundé and will board a plane and said, I told you this matter is an internal matter. We have spoken, and these are the representatives of the people that have come to show and to speak before the international community that we are one and indivisible. And at that juncture, they are going to say, okay, yeah, we like peace. We want peace to return, peace to resume. And now we will be one and indivisible Cameroon with some decentralization, creating those funny house, regional house, this, all still controlled by governors of La Republique and so on. But they are failed. And they are, moreover, they are doing that because they know the African Cup of Nations is coming up. We will serve. It is a moment. We are being killed. And we have to kill them. You have to defend yourself. She thinks that she is going to defeat us or weaken us before the African Cup of Nations. I am using this voice that I have from God to let the international community know, and every follower of mine, these thousands of people that I have, that there will be no Nations Cup in Southern Cameroon. Any nation that risks his nation to come and play a match there will have a big price to pay. We shall do everything possible, humanly possible, spiritually possible, to make sure that nothing happens in Limbe. Nothing happened in Victoria, because Limbe is a colonial name. Please share and share and share. So my brothers and sisters, that was that has concerning the elections. Now, second on the agenda is the fake communique put out with a list of more than 1,000 names of purported soldiers who have abandoned their positions. It can never be completely false. As I live in Europe, I have a lot of soldiers who have abandoned their uniforms and gone because they know that the war that they are fighting is not a just war, and they know that they can't keep on fighting for a dying man, a man of 100 years, the chief colonial dictator Pobia, for him to maintain position, and they will die while their own children are sitting home. Because sometimes you people used to ask us there, why are our children going to school and we sit down, your children are not going to school? Why don't you ask Pobia? Why don't Pobia? Why don't you send Frank Bia? Why don't you send Jinio Bia? Why don't you send Brenda Bia to come and fight? But you send other military people. Now, I have some of them who abandoned, completely ran away when they saw the firepower of the Amazonian fighters, the resistance, and the danger. They had to run away because they knew clearly that this war they can never win. But let me break this clear to, I know La Republique agents and other blacklegs carry this information to your respective families of soldiers who the government of Cameroon, our neighbors, La Republique of Cameroon, they've put out there that they have run away. They haven't run away. Those people on that list, a handful of soldiers have died in the war. So it is impossible, and they don't know how to say to those families that those soldiers are dead. They don't want to pay compensation to that family because we have break La Republique economically with using economic sabotage. They have nothing. They have been borrowing from China, borrowing, and China is no longer lending the money because China sees that when Amazonia is gone, where will they have their money? Now, my brothers and sisters, next, you know that those soldiers, they were killed. So, for the government to come out and say this, is only for them to come out to say this so that their people would think that really their sons and daughters who were fighting for the military have run away. Those families, if you don't see your child, your child, even if he or she ran away in abroad, she got your phone number. Why can't they call back home in La Republique that, yeah, I'm no longer, I ran away? You don't receive calls from them. They cannot stay like that without calling you people. They can't. So know that they are no longer alive. They have been dealt with violent restoration forces. It is a shame for La Republique du Cameroon with a well-trained military, well-equipped military backed by foreign donors like France and many others can win us a simple people with simple weapons. And now that we are mounting the firepower, imagine what is going to happen. So my news on this communique is that those soldiers whose names are there, 80% of those soldiers, they have died, they are dead in Amazonia. They have died in the Amazonian struggle. They have died. They haven't run away. Some people thought they ran away. A few of them are hiding there in Cyprus. We know a few of them in Turkey. We have been having conversations with them. So that was the information behind that communique. And next on the agenda, there is a fake news put out there by La Republique fake media houses, newspaper outlets, that the citizens of Southern Cameroon from the region of Nyassoso under my county, Kupemuanenguba County, arrested Amazonian restoration forces and called them and handed to them. That they are tired of this, they are in support of one Cameroon. Don't you read from the videos or don't you see the videos, my followers, dear Ambalanders? It is fake. The Nyassoso people, as much as I know them, as far as I know them, they are into this liberation or this struggle 100%. Now, then what happens? There are other crooks loitering, moving around there with phony weapons, collecting monies from people and saying that they are Amba fighters, that they are Amba boys. Those are the boys who were arrested. Even in the video, listen keenly in that video. A young man came and was hitting one on the head in the military car, Hilux that was back there. That yes, now when I the TV, so when I be Amba boys, when I don't be Amba boys, you hear from that. Listen to that video very well. And they were telling the military, there are a good number of them. So people have been asking me questions. That when they arrested those boys, why did they not hand them to our own restoration fighters? First, we don't have the accommodations. We don't have accommodations to be keeping fake Amba boys. And we don't want to kill our own. For fear that if we get them and take them where we are, I will be sympathetic and allow them to go. We will have payback. The military will be discovering our they can be given leads. So my brothers and sisters, I have one enabler here with very bad remarks. Very soon I'm going to slash you off from this. This is my platform. If you are not comfortable with, you don't have to come here. You can't create. I know you are an enabler, but you have to create your own platform. And since you stand for one Cameroon, if you are proud and bold to say you stand for justice, you come out like this and speak. But you hide your face and come with phony pictures to insult us. So never mind, I continue. Those are fake Amber boys. They were not, the Nyassoso population did not arrest those people because they're against our restoration or our struggle for independence. They arrested people who have been using this war, who've been using this struggle to be extorting monies from our old people, from our already suffering people. And they did a good job. If I look at it at that level, only for the arrest that they carried out. I even know one person in that video. Among those people who were arrested, I know one properly. That line is where I've lived. Tombe, Bangem, everywhere. So that was that. And I will use this opportunity to call upon the people of Amazonia, the people who support this struggle, the son and daughters of kupemuanenguba County, who believe in that we need to be a free people, because even in their heart they are not free, despite that they are working for La Republique. I think tomorrow our president will be coming out to issue certificates. It isn't late. They should make their contributions to their respective LGAs. Bangem LGA, Tombe LGA, Nguti LGA, to support this, because when we become free people and we have independence, they will not say Bangem did not contribute or Tombe local government did not contribute. We will be one people. So the first thing we have to do, contact, if you want to contribute, contact your LGA chairperson. If you don't know, if you are very, very serious to do this contribution, you can contact me, you can inbox me. If you inbox me, I talk with you, because I know there are enablers. I don't speak on messages. If you inbox me, be ready to receive a video call for me to confirm that this is a true son or daughter of Southern Cameroon and Amazonia, before I give you information and leads on how to get to your LGA chairperson or chair lady. That was that as concerning what happened in Nyassoso. And last on the agenda is the new developments that have been happening recently at the international level. Many people, I want to contradict and give a proper analysis on this issue. When the chief that was arrested, the chief of Nsor people, he said, he made it clear in that video that he met with a group of people while he was in Yaoundé, in La Republique, that they were United Nations officials. That is the way La Republique styled it, that they spoke with him and told him that it is unattainable, that we can never be independent. And that is because of that, that he took that stand, that okay, it is one Cameroon. You will see the way La Republique is functioning. They are the very country that carry fake election observers in their country. When they fail to get Transparency International to come and observe an election, they brought phony whites. Because even here we have phony whites. You have whites sleeping in the streets, drinking what we call carapils. They are called junks. Those are exactly the type of whites they took and presented before the media as international observers. So it's the same thing that they have been doing. They took few people and told some of our elites that they gathered, some of those failed elites that are hiding somewhere in Yaoundé, that they are United Nations representatives. And they had a chat with them, then they discouraged them that there will be no independence. It is unattainable. Nobody can tell me that it is feasible, even if it was United Nations there. We have our own independence by itself. It is like you have your land. You have your land, it is demarcated, you have your pillars, and you own a land certificate. That makes you the owner of that land. For somebody to take that land from you, he has to, there are policies, there are modalities that he has to use to undo those pillars and your land certificate retrieve. We have our land, we have demarcation at Mongo, and when you hear this international diplomats, these heavyweight diplomats like Timo Nagy, saying that they respect the territorial integrity of Cameroon. It is a diplomatic language. Territorial integrity of Cameroon means to tell you, or simply means that Cameroon has its territory, has her territory with well-demarcated boundaries. That ends at Mongo. That is the integrity. And Southern Cameroon owns her own part of that place from Mongo, sharing borders with Nigeria. That is what they mean by territorial integrity. Because there have been never any conference or any document signed to nullify the boundaries or the borders between Southern Cameroon and La République du Cameroon. The stand was achieved in independence. No nation, for us, for a nation to be saying we are one and indivisible, but we have our own boundary, clearly stated, demarcated, and registered in the international archives of the United Nations, is a farce. If they knew that they have legality over us, they would have been the first people to be running to the international foreigners, to the international arenas, for them to call for a negotiation because they have documentation, they have proof. But they have no proof. That is why they have been diving. To add more on this, you had a German who made a statement properly that the Swiss stock is alive 100%, that the German government is backing, is ready to do everything possible, because that is the only talk that will settle this problem at the international level, and that will bring everlasting peace. It's a pity, and I know it is wakekeeping for some of our enablers and some of other leaders who have been saying, there is no Swiss stock. It's a mafia. Swiss cheese, like so-called Congo success. The other one, the other person, Santos, and so on. Now they have nothing to say. Where are they hiding their faces? You can see people who have been compromised. Those are the ones that are against what will bring everlasting peace and freedom to the peace-loving people, the hardworking people of Southern Cameroon and Bazonia. Now they said they will have German talks and US talks. A German has said they are fooling to that talk. Where are they again? I don't like to call names, but let me call him Mr. Eric Tato. You have been so quiet. Why are you not coming out to debunk that now? Because a prominent figure from Germany has made that statement. Where is Capo Daniel? Why are you not coming to debunk that? You see, they have been telling people lies, trying to create confusion, chaos, to weaken the resolve of the Southern Cameroonians. That there is no talk. My brothers and sisters, home and abroad, there is an ongoing talk, Swiss-led talk. It is backed by all the powers that concern, the power that makes things to move, and we are going to survive. Now, the next thing is for us, as we're completing this draft tomorrow, we put it, because that is the only thing that is dragging them faster to come to the table. That is the only thing that is telling the international community that these people are resilient, these people mean what they want, they know what they want. But if you stay quiet, everything becomes normal. Schools are going, hospital, everything. Then you say you want independent, or then you tell the international. Do you think in Belgium or in those countries, you had the American War of Independence? America did not, they became independent because they fought. Nobody will come and give you independence when you cross your hands when things are moving. You fight for it, then people recognize you. Nobody. Where I stay here in Belgium, they fought. Unfortunately, we have some Cameroonians here, youths, who don't want to support the struggle. When you ask, when you think they are Ambazonians, they are Southern Cameroonians, you ask them why they are not them for that one. Do you think because they don't want to block themselves from coming to Cameroon? They want to be coming there as people thinking that they are one Cameroon because they have a lot that they feel they want to come and gain in Cameroon. What are they getting in Cameroon? Apart from chatting with little girls, fooling girls with weak minds on Facebook, and then they want to come there to be doing funny things with them. That should be the only reason that they don't want to join the struggle. And they don't think that people will fight for them and they get home free. They are living in Belgium for free. The ancestors of Belgium, they fought for them to achieve this greatness. And they have come here, they are living on free, nice houses, good roads, good hospitals. And when we are fighting to have liberty, to have freedom, to have our independence, so that we can give that to our people that have been suffering, that cannot go to hospital, that cannot eat, that cannot have electricity, nothing, good quality of life, they call us terrorists. They call us terrorists. And I am very, very happy because the world knows how to identify terrorists. And the world can never and will never do that. They know we have a legitimate case. They know we are legit. They know we know what we want. They know we have independent. They know we have been a United Nations a UN mandate. They know we have been a trusteeship. All these two aspects that I've mentioned, La République du Cameroon, our neighbors, they've passed through UN mandate, trusteeship as well. How one trusteeship, one UN mandate, come and be telling you I give you special status, that I want you to have a special status. A nation is not given based on population or land space or the size. We have everything that it takes. We are going to be an example or a model of modern democracy, a nation with greatness in West Africa or in the whole of Africa. We have done that before. We organized the first free and democratic election during the 1950s to 60s, where transfer of power took place. Imagine at that time, long, then what will happen now that will become more intelligent, more industrious. So my people back home, you have to persevere a bit. The pain is high, the pain is much. Just give it a bit perseverance. We are going to conquer and you will have what we are fighting for. So my brothers and sisters, for those who could not watch me today direct, come and watch later. I've been so moved by what has been happening at the level of the international community. Our matter is being discussed at the United Nations Security Council, whereas the chief colonial master, France, that has been ripping Africa off its resources, is sitting quite silent, but that doesn't matter. We wanted it to get there, and it has gotten there. That is how it should be. They have blocked it, and our case, for those who are not following, all the atrocities that have been committed during this war and that are still being committed have been elaborated and documented and well documented, more than what I can even mention. I was a bit happy. That is the first step. We know that at the end of a tunnel, there will be sunlight, there will be light. You pass through a tunnel in darkness, but when you get to the other end of it, it is sunlight. We are getting there. We are getting there, brothers and sisters. I'm not fighting for this, for me to become a minister, for me to become a director. I'm fighting because I know in me, I have that responsibility to fight, because other countries, other people fought for their own countries. It could be easy for me to stay here and eat free eggs, drink free wine, see fine places, and stay quiet. I'm not fighting to come and have anything there. I'm fighting because I know it's my responsibility, it's inborn for me to fight. Because those people who fought here they are not different from us. So if we don't fight, who will fight for us? For everything that is important, you have to pay a price. who have paid and who are still paying the price. I want to give congratulations to the Valiant Restoration Forces for the work that they have been doing, for the advancement in techniques that they have been using, for the guerrilla warfare tactics that they have been using to defend homeland and defend themselves from the invaders, because we never called upon a war. We did simple protests. We marched with branches of trees, but they brought machine guns. So I always like to recall the consciences of our people who are calling us terrorists, or who are calling us people who are causing confusion, that they should know that we never came out with a single weapon. We came with bare hands and we were being shot at. We were being killed. Just as if you come like that and you are being killed, you will look for something to defend yourself. It's a natural, it's natural. It's a universal human right which is being, self-defense is legitimate. We never asked for war. We never came out with any weapon. Can you recall when our lawyers were being lawyers, respected people, their wigs being taken off by illiterates, stark illiterates, because there are categories of illiterates. Where you see the type of people they recruit in the military, they are illiterates, so that you know when an illiterate is dealing or is treating an intellectual, he or she has no conscience because she does not know the value of being illiterate. They were kicking, tossing our lawyer left and right, kicking them, rubbing their mouth and pulling their wigs. And it's really something that we need to document properly, so that with history, historical facts, these people, when we get complete, when we have an independent complete, we are going to be with them, just as North Korea and South Korea. We will erect a giant war at Mongo. Good that we have natural barriers for this treatment that they did to us for nothing. Can you remember the statements of 2 cube sugar? Vous allez faire quoi? By people like Minister Amadou Ayi, the then Minister of Justice, by the so-called old crook Laurent Eso, by the chief colonial representative of Pobia in Boya, who call us rats, dogs. Okala Bela, a man with a huge stomach. You saw, I was very happy when, despite I was in pain when we lost, we had children being killed in school. And when our women went before them to protest, he was saying, you know these people, who are the killers? They said they don't know. It means our people. If it's one who does not fight, who hasn't got a weapon, who does not move out for protest, he or she knows what he wants. He wanted to bring that authority. Remember, he's the same person that told our chiefs in the then time when the struggles that they will have to march on a particular youth day. Then they will inscribe, their names will be inscribed on the platforms. They will carry, this is the chief of Moyoka, and then their subjects will be following them behind. Is that the type of people you want to continue to be with? Somebody who, people who have no respect for traditional authority. People who have no respect for your elders, people that you trust. Come on, my people. Those who don't want to support this, is that the type of people? I know a good number of them who comes out from Nam. They are there in Yaoundé. You need to see the way they are being treated by the so-called Francophone counterpart. They suffer that they can't tell you. But when they come home for a dessert, then they are happy. Yeah, you say this man went in the night. They are suffering. Is that the type of people you want to be with in the rest of your life? If you want to be with them, you make a choice and be there. We are gone. If you want to join us, you come. You will still remain our brothers and our sisters. This one who calls me a thief, man, I'm not a thief, and I will never be a thief. I will deal with you. You have been blocked. Idiot. Go and create your own platform and be insulting activists. I'm an activist, and I know the risks associated with. Even here, we are being chased from one place to another, but we know to move. We know how to move. So, my brothers and sisters, Our case is being documented properly, is being handled, and is being discussed. It's no longer behind doors. It's not longer in rooms. It is now in the open, in the United Nations Security Council, the domain that matters in handling international dispute, international matters. We are there and we know where we are heading to. We are going to bring La République on the table in Swiss. And we will get them there. You all will clap your hands because we have evidence, we have proofs, facts. We will be getting to Buea. Buea is closer. Buea is closer. As I run up, share and share and share for those who didn't watch. Post on your Facebook, reshare so that people will watch. The information is very, very vital. As I close this show for today, a recap on the main stories. The fate of chiefs who took part in that election. They have been banished and they have lost their lineage in chieftaincy issues and fondoms. None of them, none of their family members, except for one who stood to speak the truth, justice for Ambazonia, will inherit the position of a chief or a fond in that family. If none of them stood like that, the chieftaincy issue is moving to another family. Secondly, any chief who did that, who took part in that failed election, and he or she has property, those properties will be converted to materials, financial materials that are boys, financial worth that we're going to use in liberating ourselves. We're going to use in helping our IDPs, our women who are living in forests and they don't even have parts, they can't feed their baby, they are giving birth to babies in the forest. And those chiefs and fonds are not supposed to be seen in the entire territory of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. From Donga Mantun to Kupemuanenguba, from Kupemuanenguba to Bui, from Bui to Mezam, from Mezam to Ngoketunja, from Ngoketunja to Ndian, from Ndian to Mene. Never. So that is what we say as regard to that story. For people who thought they could betray us, we had the news, we had every information that we needed. And to remind you people, those boys that were arrested in my county are not Ambazonians, restoration fighters. They are fake, those fake Amba boys, those people who are using an opportunity to use this struggle to make money, to make our suffering population to be paying kidnapping fee and many other things. Those are the people. And still more, on the list that they posted of more than 1,000 soldiers, I want our population to know that 80% of those soldiers have been killed by the restoration force in this struggle because they could not withstand us. A few percentage of them, not up to 15, they ran away, they are hiding. If you want the country, they are hiding in Cyprus, some in Turkey, North Cyprus, South Cyprus, and Turkey. You can call if you have people there, they see them every day. So the government, the colonial government, the occupational government of La République du Cameroon does not want to voice out, does not want to put a communique out that they are all dead in that war. She will have to pay compensations to those family members and so on. That is the only trick she is using. So my brothers and sisters, that is what I had for us today. And I will be coming online again next week. But remember, the Country Sunday. Don't forget, that is Country Sunday, which is Monday, goes down, is as the same as the food that we eat. You should know that you should never forget to eat it. So thank you. This is activist Zale Clovis Songe talking from the Kingdom of Belgium. And bye-bye, and thank you for watching.